Are you searching for the best in online black radio? Then go to blacktalkradionetwork.com, helping you filter through the noise. Real talk, black talk.
This is a Black Talk Radio News Brief. My name is Scotty Reed. Today I will be speaking with Rishii Jaitly, who is the Detroit Program Director for the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation. They have a new initiative called Be Me, which is a new campaign for all of the black men and teens who are not only working hard to improve their communities, but are leading others to do the same. They are described as the kind of guys that others look up to, who inspire by the way they live their lives. Thank you for joining us today, Rishii.
Scotty, thanks for having me on the show. I'm really glad to be here.
Can you tell our listeners more about BME, which I understand stands for Black Male Engagement?
Sure. Well, first, we at the Knight Foundation, what we're most interested in doing is promoting what we call informed and engaged communities. As we look at communities across the country, our mission really is to ensure citizens in all of our communities across the country have access to information, feel a sense of belonging, and are easily able to take action on what matters to them. And Detroit, as you know, is a community full of vibrant black men and boys doing amazing things for their communities. And what I do in Detroit is try to create an environment where Detroiters themselves can flourish and self-identify as leaders within their own communities. And so, Scotty, as we thought about this amazing population of black men and teens leading others in their community, we thought hard about how we might take their work to the next level. And what occurred to us was, why not we provide this community easy opportunities for folks to share stories about the work they're doing in the community, so that they self-identify as leaders, and then give them a chance to take their leadership to the next level. And so that's what Be Me is really about. It's about celebrating, supporting, and connecting unsung heroes amongst Detroit's black male community. And so the way it will work is that during this phase right now, people across the Detroit community are sharing stories about great work that black males are doing across Detroit. And then in the second phase, all of those folks that have been that we've heard about will have the chance to say, what might you do next? And Knight Foundation will support the community's favorite ideas for new community leadership.
You mentioned that you're searching for leaders, black men and teenagers who are doing great things in their community, but you're also extending this challenge to Philadelphia. Is that correct?
That's right. Be Me already within a week of public launch has really struck a chord nationally. A lot of people when they approach these problems, imagine this community try to figure out how to fix problems. And I think what we see, Scotty, is this community is an asset. It's an asset to cities across the country. And if you think that this community is an asset, all of a sudden your ideas about what to do are, become even more powerful and imaginative. And so we're starting in Detroit and Philly, but I suspect over time, Scotty, that this is the kind of thing you may see in other parts of the country. Interpreting and viewing black men and boys as assets to the community who are already doing big and small things for their neighborhoods and their communities, and honoring that, calling that out, bringing that community together, and then supporting their next level of leadership, I think can have untold consequences, not only for their projects and their identity, but I think much later down the line, for the community at large. The
Black Male Engagement Challenge, you hinted that it has several phases, actually has 2 phases. Let's talk about phase 1. I'm looking at the website, by the way, which is bmechallenge.org. That's bmechallenge.org. And I'm looking at phase 1, and it says, starting off, that you must be a black male age 14 and up. Can you tell us the rest of what they would expect to go through for phase 1?
Log on to bmechallenge.org. And in Detroit, if you are a black man or teenager who's doing amazing things for your community, drop your modesty at the door. We want to hear about it. You can click on share your story and share a paragraph about what you do in the community, whether it's take seniors to the hospital every evening, whether you tutor kids after school, or organize a basketball tournament on weekends and help kids read and write afterwards. We want to hear your story. If you're a member of the broader Detroit community or broader Philadelphia community, nominate someone. Nominate that uncle or that pastor who goes above and beyond and share their story. As we collect these stories, we've got a street team on the ground in Detroit that tracks down those folks that we've heard about and makes sure they're fully visible on our platform. So right now you'll see, Scotty, a bunch of great stories. This first phase is going to last a couple of months, at the end of which we're going to celebrate everybody, celebrate all the stories within our network, and of course, in particular, highlight some of the ones the community is especially excited about.
Now, it says that once you share your story, you will also receive an invitation to a celebration event, which is to occur in October.
That's right. Part of what we're trying to do is, everybody's a winner here, and we want, we do want everybody in our network, all the stories we hear, to feel honored. And so in October in Detroit, we'll be bringing the community together to celebrate with specific examples what this community is doing in Detroit.
Now, it does have a deadline, which is to submit the stories, which is September 30th, 2011. Now, just to recap, they can either submit their story themselves, or if you want to submit someone like your father, your uncle, brother, or someone else you know.
That's right. So this first phase lasts until the end of September, and then in October we'll do the celebration event. After that period of time, we're going to enter phase 2, which is going to be about bringing that community together and asking these people who we've heard so much about, what else might you do? What might you do if you had $5,000, $10,000, $50,000? What else might you do in your community? And we're going to invite all the individuals who've been honored during this first phase, the uncles, the brothers, the cousins. What else might you do? And that'll be an amazing phase of creativity and excitement, and then the community will come together to discuss what some of their favorite ideas are. And then we at the Knight Foundation, in collaboration with our partners at the Open Society Foundation, will support some of the best ideas, and I think we'll all have even more to celebrate.
Sounds like a great initiative. Can you tell everyone once again where they can get more information, or if you like to give your contact information, where can people go to find out more information about this Black Male Engagement Challenge?
Sure. Just to recap for everyone, what Be Me really is about is making a different assumption about people, black men in our communities. Again, at Knight Foundation, what we're trying to do is promote community vitality by creating an environment where people have access to information in their community and are able to take action on what matters to them. And what we observe is black men doing just that in all of our communities. And so Be Me is a groundbreaking opportunity, really, to celebrate black men in Detroit and Philadelphia, to connect them together and support them with even more resources. If you go to BeMeChallenge.org, BME Challenge, one word, .org, you'll see all sorts of information about how to contact our teams in Detroit and Philadelphia, but more importantly, really easy directions on how to share stories. Everybody ought to share a story. We've all got one. You think long and hard there, we've all got stories, and it's time to share them and change the narrative in our communities, and more importantly, give more folks an opportunity to identify as leaders and take their next steps in leadership.
And one last thing, how do you determine the winners? Is this like a public participation? Anybody can go and vote for the best stories or the best ideas? That's
right, Scotty. We're going to let the community decide. We're not experts here. The communities change when people come together and work with one another on what matters to them. And so we're excited to see how what surfaces from the community. And so when those projects are proposed, the community itself will have the chance to vote. And we're really excited that the challenge has been designed in that way.
Thank you for joining us today, Rishii, and we wish you much success with this initiative.
Appreciate it, Scotty. We'll look forward to your participation and that of all your listeners. Really appreciate everyone's interest in BME.
This Black Talk Radio News Brief has been brought to you in part by Unity Design, sharing pride, power, and purpose. Visit unitedesign.com.